back to my channel. I'm Sarah Pavan, an Olympian and beach volleyball world champion and a longtime professional indoor player.
And I'm Adam, former indoor player and coach, current beach volleyball coach, and most importantly, Sarah's husband.
We got the juice. We got the details of Tsukishima's backstory.
And I think it's great. He makes a little more sense to me now. You kind of see why he reacts the way he reacts. We get a little more insight into him and Yamaguchi's friendship, the tough decisions Yamaguchi had to make, which props to him for doing. And I'm curious to see, like, I'm not expecting him to bounce off the walls at practice, you know what I mean? But I'm curious to see that intensity that we saw with the look to Hinata. I'm just curious to see what that looks like for him on the court.
I mean, I agree. Huge shout out to Yamaguchi for making that tough decision, the scary decision to confront his friend, kind of challenge that power dynamic they have going on. From the initial, steps afterward, the response seems to have been good and positive. So we will see if it continues or what that dynamic continues to look like. But I mean, yeah, like you said, it makes sense. And he is a lone wolf type, and that won't ever change, but I kind of wish that like everybody else knew that about him too.
And I think at least some of them have an idea. But they'll get to know him. You get to know those types of people more slowly, but I also think people like that are generally very predictable in how they act in situations. So if you're around them long enough, you just kind of know what you're gonna get. There's no surprises.
Fair. Today we're watching season 2 episode 9 of Haikyu called Versus Umbrella.
I have no idea. Unless there's a school whose English translation is umbrella. I have no idea.
Okay. I'm excited. I'm excited for this episode. It will all make sense. I think I've said that like every single episode so far.
I mean, the episode names are on point and usually have like some deeper meaning that generally goes right over my head.
And then I'm like, do you get it? You're like, yes, now I do. So we will not keep you waiting any longer. Season 2, episode 9 of Haikyu is coming right now.
Haikyu, お母さん様。東京は涼しい場所といえど東北より暑いです。丸1週間の合宿遠征3日目。もうすぐ折り返し地点。みんなバテつつあるようです。そして日向と影山くんの衝突から約3週間お疲れ。どうも。一緒に練習するようになっても未だ会話はありません。
A little grudge holding, I guess.
サービスエース。少しずつだけどみんなミスが減ってきたね。セットごとに点差も縮まってきてる。みんなの日々の進歩に驚く。
短い。お前、スリッポン。すいません。
Yikes! It's tough when you have two players trying to make adjustments at the same time. So Kageyama's trying to change his set, and Hinata is trying to have his eyes open and like be in charge and
get his timing down.
Yeah, that's kind of, I mean, based on the last episode, that's what I meant. Like, have his timing down, get to where he needs to be, and then have the vision and presence of mind to be able to actually contact the ball. And yeah, when you have two moving pieces, it's just harder to get them to fit together.
To Kageyama's credit, he is going for it though, and he is trying.
Yep.
And he is failing, but he just like keeps going back to it again and again and again. So, like, he seems to be bought in to trying this adaptation.
Well, and I think the other thing is, I'm curious, and we don't really see it, but the score might dictate that he's still okay setting the other players. So it's like if he's trying to make that new set work, it's probably a little more hittable for some of the other ones, given that they're closing the gap overall with those teams that they're playing. So, I guess we'll see. They're just gassed all the time.
慣れない長期遠征、気温は上がる一方。そろそろしんどくなってくる頃か。
センター！日向、ラスト頼んだ！すまん！ネットに近い！くそ
ー！ How about joust though, baby?
Yeah.
みんな上手くなってる。月島もさっき一瞬だけ何か違った。俺だけまだ何もない。
あんなにイライラしてる日向初めて見たかもな。
はい。チャンスボール！おらい！速攻のチャンス！今度こそ決める！
Nobody can read that.
ナイスカバー、ナイスカバー！
今
手抜いたな！
あ？手を抜く？俺が？バレーで？もう一回言ってみろよ。
おいこら！
すいません。タイムアウトお願いします。今のは落ちてくるトスじゃなかった。
そうだった？わかんない。動物的勘とかじゃないの？そうでした？
いや、言われてみればそうかもくらいだと思うぞ。おそらく今のはこれまでなら落ちていたはずのトスが少し放物線を描くようなトスだったんじゃないか。つまり影山が日向に何とか打たせようとしたってことか。ここしばらく日向は気持ちよくスパイクを決めていない。それはスパイカーにとって相当なストレスだ。それによって日向が調子を落とすことを影山は無意識に危惧したのかもしれない。でも日向、気づくの遅いが怒るか普通。少なくともミスらずに済んだんだぞ。
俺は今無意識に妥協したのか。
やめえな影山！集合だっつってんだろ。
チビちゃんが欲しいトスに 100% 答えているか、答える努力をしたのか。
So Hinata would have rather continue to fail than have Kageyama make a concession for him.
I love that. I love everything about it. And I love that even in his frustration, and to be fair, he did score that point, he doesn't want to settle. And it makes for tough slogging, and it's uncomfortable, and it sucks to suck, but you've got to admire his will to get it right.
No, and like I'm not doubting his commitment to like be able to execute this. I don't at all. I know he wants to, but like Kageyama wasn't even aware that he did it.
So does that make it right or wrong that he called him out?
I'm not saying it's wrong that he called him out. Yeah, it's just like I kind of see that as just like being a good teammate.
On Kageyama's part.
Yeah. It's just like, man, we really have not connected. You've been swinging at air like for so long, like I want you to just make contact with one. And he didn't even like consciously think that, but just like wanting your hitter to succeed, you can't fault him for that. I understand where Hinata's coming from, absolutely. And I like that he wants to do it the right way and doesn't want to be let off the hook. But like, there is something to be said for Kageyama subconsciously doing that too.
Yeah, I mean, I think as a coach, as Ukai didn't even realize it, that it had been slightly different. And I think that, you know, there's 3 days in, like, it looks like he's been failing for a long time, but they're not that far along trying to implement it. So I'm totally fine. I get why Kageyama did it, even subconsciously. You're tired, you kind of go back to the old way, you want to see some success. I totally understand that. But I mean, I love even more Hinata going, no, like, don't settle for me. Like, we will figure it out, keep going. Don't back down. I'm all for that.
What are you doing, Kageyama?
今日の夜から俺はお前と練習しない。もちろん試合でも新しい速攻は使わない。
なんでだよ。
さらに関係悪化。
No, he wants to be able to do it.
お前が言ったんだろ。やめんなって。
He's like, I'm not good enough. I need to work on this on my own.
今のままじゃ一緒にやっても意味ねえだろ。
わかった。ケンマ、トス上げてくれ。
あれ
Ken was like, no.
I'm playing video games, leave me alone.
影山はまた一人で特訓始めた。負けてらんねえ。俺が今やることは一つ。空中で一人でブロックと戦えるようになること。
お、ツッキー、今日は仲間連れか？はい。相棒はどうしたのさ？
影山はまた一人で練習。ケンマにトス上げてもらおうとしたら5本で逃げられた。
ケンマが5本も自主練に付き合っただけでもすげえぞ。
だから俺も入れてください。リエフ。
お、ひなた。
リエフ、お前役のとこでレシーブやってたんじゃないの？
俺、今日は優秀だったんで
Yeah,
早めに見
right.
逃し
I
てもら
don't
いま
believe
し
that
た。
for a second.
Like, hitting's more fun.
脱走してきたんじゃねえだろ。
まさかそんな。
で走って出て行きましたよ。そんなこと言ってねえ。
まあいいや。じゃ
Shocker. I'd rather practice hitting than passing.
3対3やろうぜ。
おお。
試合だ。
The owls and the cats.
これすげえバランス悪くないですか？
Oof.
Well, their passing won't be as good. Well, Hinata's on that team. Never mind.
バーサス月島。
いいじゃねえか。昼間やれないことやろうぜ。
でさ、降ってみたらさ、超でかいカブトムシいてめっちゃビビったわ。ああ、私もクワガタ見たわ。
トス見てから飛べっつってんだろ。リードブロック。
ウィス。
ブロック、極力横飛びすんな。間に合うときはちゃんと止まって上に飛べ。はい。
チャンスもある。
ちゃんと止まって。
Move it
上へ
close.
飛ぶ。
Gotcha!
ちょいちょこいや。
Little smirk.
そろそろ切り上げないと。食堂閉まって晩ご飯お預けですよ。
Cam is different.
腹が減っては戦はできん。よー、めれしい。チビちゃん、続きは明日ね。
He's being included.
Great feedback by Kuro.
Always.
Excellent. Don't jump sideways on your block. because if you're an outside and you're drifting, you're leaving a hole and the middle can never catch up. If you're a middle drifting, you're also leaving a hole.
Well, and you're gonna potentially run your outside blocker over.
Yeah, great feedback. And
I kind of love that they're helping each other.
yes,
Like it's a good team kind of environment. I think that's cool.
I also agree with Kageyama's decision to train alone.
100%.
He clearly is not finding it. And so, I mean, if you're not finding it, why would you make your hitter waste hundreds of jumps? Like, I agree with him trying to, like, get into a rhythm on his own before bringing the hitter back.
Yeah, and I think for me it kind of comes back to that conversation we had at the beginning where you have two moving pieces trying to figure it out at the same time. You want to get a little more stable before you try and put it together, because Hinata's still trying to figure out his timing, going at his own pace, all of those things too. So I think it's a super smart decision. Nailed it.
I hate his underhand serve.
Asa desu yo.
I know that feeling.
Well, you're
After 2
Noya.
days.
Itadakimasu.
そんだけ食べても栄養が成長に回らないってどういうこと？
Oh, close.
Noya's gonna pass it.
Daichi, baby. Oh, to Hinata.
Oh, I think that was out.
Oh my gosh, they were so close.
Still running hills. He's even got the deep voice of somebody who's 26 years old.
I've been there.
Today.
I ask all the time, am I sick or hungry?
I mean, that's pretty close.
I mean, we're talking a very small window.
He's
right
in the
now.
window.
If
He's
somebody
in the window.
can't hit that.
影山、ペットボトルを単なる目標だと思うな。イメージしろ。できるだけ具体的にスパイカーを。
スパイカーをイメージ。
It's good advice.
ああ、ちなみにスパイカーと1対1の時は基本的に相手の体の正面じゃなく利き腕の正面でブロックするといいぞ。
Also very good advice.
一応僕ら試合になったら敵同士ですよね。どうしてアドバイスまでしてくれるんですか？
Great question.
Fair.
僕が親切な。いつもの。
Hammered. I'm gonna help you to help make you get good so we can play each other when it matters.
It's interesting.
今日もでけえな1年のくせに
Good recycle.
Yeah.
わざとブロックに当てた。
おいカイラいいトスよこせよカーシ
flying.
今のわざとですか？ブロックの手に軽く当てたやつ。
おお、リバウンドだ。
リバウンドかっけー。
そうかチビちゃんは天然おだて上手だな。体勢が不十分とかで今打ったら絶対ブロックに捕まるって時はわざとブロックにボールを当てて跳ね返ってきたところでもう一回攻め直すんだ。
おお。
失敗して叩き落とされることもよくあるけどな。僕とさんよくありますよね。赤足、今はそんなことないって言うところ。床に叩きつけるだけがスパイクじゃない。落ち着いていれば戦い方は見えてくる。ああ、そんなことないですよ、僕とさん。赤足、遅い。
There are so many ways to score.
Oh, 100%.
There are so many ways to make a good swing, and it very rarely is it like straight down onto the ground.
No, like that, and especially the higher competition you play, the less likely you are to get a legitimate clean kill.
What is your favorite way to get a kill?
My favorite way.
Straight down on the ground.
No, my favorite way to get a kill is a stuff block. We'll start with that. If
I
we're
meant
talking,
attacking.
I know, I'm just saying. If we're attacking, my favorite is off the hands and out the back on your side, because there's no way.
Oh,
There's no way they can get that.
creative.
Find the ball, rip it off the hands as hard as you can, either out the side or out the back. That way there's no chance of a recycle.
My favorite way is off the hands sideways.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I mean, if you hit it off the block and out the back of your court, it just means you hit it really hard.
And you were this close to just absolutely getting housed, but you got lucky.
Lucky has nothing to do with it.
I like, you go up, you see the block, and you like take it off the side of the hand.
Do you remember that first day that I practiced with you? When
Oh
you
my
were
gosh,
pro?
you bring this up every other episode. They could recite the story for you.
I was so frustrated you hit it off
We're
my
not
side
going to
hand
talk
every
about
time.
it. But my favorite straight down attack, like to hit the ground, sharp angle.
It's true.
Inside the attack line. Super sharp cross court. That was my signature.
True.
Bread and butter.
True. Scored a lot of points that way.
Yeah.
高橋ナイス。チビちゃん、ラスト頼んだ。はい。
Are they saying Chibi-chan?
I don't know.
I hope that's right.
Triple block.
これはもう壁っていうより傘だろ。どこにも打つ場所なんか。
That's awesome. Recycle.
続いていれば戦い方は見えてくる。
Oh, that's a cool visual.
上に向かって打った。
Oh. Knocked himself out.
今の狙ったのか。見事なブロックアウトじゃねえか。
あ、確かにリエフの手の先っちょは狙ったけど。
何？
当たったのはまぐれです。俺そんな正確に打てない。
Thank you.
190センチのブロックかける3枚だぞ。しかもあんな打ちづらいだぜ。よく打った。俺は感動した。2メートルの壁を相手に戦う小さな猛者に俺がまた大げさな。190センチが2メートルになった。俺が必殺技を授けよう。必殺
Oh,
技。
he's in. I sense a breakthrough coming.
Yeah. That's cool.
スロットか。
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
もう一本。
ひとかちゃん、さすがに疲れたよね。大丈夫？はい、すみません。今日が最終日だから頑張ろう。はい。
I love that she's so all in.
ひなたおはよう。
おお、やちさんおはよう。腹減ったね。
朝から元気だね。 ひなたも遅くまで練習してるんでしょ？
うん、でも起きたばっかだし。
特訓の成果はどう？
今すんげえのやってっから期待してて。
すんげえ
な。なんだよ月島。
別に。
おーい、誰か山口起こせ。
はい、予定通り手配済みです。昼頃には到着かと。そうか。
A secret?
What do you think it is?
I have no idea.
Okay. What do you think of the umbrella analogy?
I've never actually thought of that, but it's pretty apt. He's small, so you just see those hands over top of you like that.
We usually say you've been put in a box.
Yeah.
But the umbrella analogy is really cool.
Yeah, I like it because it kind of denotes that there's like a roof over top of you. The box is like there's things around you on all sides, but that
Like there's nowhere to go.
yeah, but that was I've never thought about that from a blocking perspective.
I thought it was really cool.
No, I really like it. And on a triple with 3 big dudes, that's.
And I'm impressed that he
apt.
was able to see like exactly where he was. I mean, he has talked about being able to see things before, so like it makes sense. But like on his first try to be able to see the hands and go for them, to have the instinct to hit it up,
Yeah.
like that was pretty cool.
Although I do think that sometimes, like when you face a really big block, you can just see it earlier. Like you have a little bit more time to kind of see it come into review and then make the swing. So that may actually be useful than somebody who's maybe a little smaller but really good with their hands.
Big people are usually pretty slow twitch.
It's relatively.
So yeah, we definitely, not like, you know, springing up out of nowhere or anything. So it's usually easier to see, like you said, whereas small people, they kind of like, you lose sight of them sometimes and then they're like faster off the ground, so it can be a little more surprising. Big people, like, it's typically like, I'm taking this space, I'm taking a lot of space, so you're gonna have to do something well.
Yeah.
But there's no like trickery.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Seriously got a surprise.
フクロウダニ相手にはなかなか勝ち越せないな。先輩、今の戦績簡単にまとめてみました。
サンキュー。さすが柴山。
やっぱり今んとこここでの最強は
Played a lot of
フクロウダ
matches.
ニか。
That's a
How's he
lot of
still
losses.
alive?
お、産川とカラス
Oh
の
my
終わった。
gosh.
フライング一周。
ペナルティーをこなす姿に異様な貫禄。前回の遠征も含めて他の何倍もペナルティーやってるからね。俺
62 this round. My hip bones would
カラス
be
のチビちゃ
ground
んめっ
beef.
ちゃフライング
Brown
うまくなってる。
berries.
チビちゃんってヤクさんとひなたあんま身長変わらないじゃないですか。
Whoa!
Spin
今の
kick.
は擁護できない。ヤクさんに身長の話はタブーだと言ったのに。バカめ。
くそ、最後まで負け同士かよ。
お前ら頑張れ。生き残るんだ。
大地さん。
これは偶然聞いた話だから黙っておくべきかと思ったんだが。
なんすか。
この練習試合全部終わったら監督たちのおごりでバーベキューらしいぞ。
Did you ever guess that?
No.
カラスのです。
カラスのか。何？だってなんか一番やりづらい。何やらかしてくるかわかんねえよな。
That's good.
あいつら。
でもさすがに疲れてきてるみたいだし。
What is Kageyama doing? Did you see that?
何？怖い。
What is Kageyama? No.
先生、 バーベキューのことを話してなかったのか？
スケジュールには食事とだけ。
まあ結果オーライっぽいな。
ひなた、試合頑張ってね。
サンキュー。
すんげーの期待してるよ。
見てろよこの野郎。
でも私も早く新しい速攻を見たいな。
I love her.
Yeah.
俺も。
Yeah, me
Kageyama!
too.
俺は早く落ちるトス打ちたい。
No pressure.
昨日速攻やらないって言われたばっかじゃん。
焦んじゃねえよ。俺がトスミスってるうちはお前の練習になんねえだろうが。だからこの速攻にお前の意思は必要ないって言ったんだ。俺がブロックに捕まんないトスを上げてやる。
あんな風に言ってたのに、影山くん、日向のことを尊重してたのか。
昨日も思ったけど、本当お前が気使うなんて怖えな。分かってるけど早くくれ、打ちとい。だから必死こいて練習してんだろうがボケー。
そして日向は影山くんなら必ずトスを完成させるって信じてる。あ、だからあの時あんなに怒ったのか。影山くんなら当然できると思っていたのに、それを影山くんが一瞬でもためらったから。木島くんは影山くんを王様と呼ぶけど、今日は日向にこそ王冠が見える。
我最高のトスを所望す。
Oh, they're also like proud brothers.
Yeah.
とにかくお前らがやろうとしている新しい。
They need to get a win to end
Yeah.
this thing, okay?
Or at least play well. I feel like Tsukishima's gonna get some blocks.
This is really cool.
Mm-hmm. A lot of growth.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they have struggled.
It's been a lot of losses. But for them, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. Like, the opportunity to train against some of the top teams, to prepare, to learn things. I mean, you do need to round the corner at some point, but...
Like, let's see a little... I mean, the scores have gradually gotten closer and closer and closer. Like, please, let's just turn the corner and get a win here.
Ending
to
on
make it 4-62.
Yeah, I mean, ending on a win would be a huge morale boost, and then the meat barbecue.
Oh,
you know,
they're
it's
inspired.
a good, yeah, it's a good way to end the tournament. So hopefully they can pull that out.
Yeah, I mean, as we've said numerous times, they needed this.
Yeah.
But like, I want them to leave being like, okay, it paid off.
Yeah, fair.
I feel like they were getting more out of the evening training sessions than anything.
Yeah, I mean, you see, again, a lot of them split off and practiced with the best players in those positions. And those players, surprisingly, like, gave them lessons, taught them, you know, gave them a few tricks of the trade or, like, tools and ideas. And I think that's really going to pay off for them. And I think Kuro is interesting. I want you to be good so that we can make our coach happy. And I also want you to be good so that you can root Bokuto. So, that was fun. That was fun.
I will say, when I played in Korea, they had nighttime practice sessions. I only had to go to a few of them because, let me tell you, I was exhausted. Okay? I would practice for 6 hours a day, and then they'd be like, oh, and now nighttime practice. I could barely move, so I am thoroughly impressed that these boys are able to do full days and then practice at night, because I've been there. No.
I mean, even double days are like really tough.
Yeah.
Well, good for them. They're young.
They are young and spry. Let us know your thoughts. I mean, all these episodes, winners.
So good.
So definitely let us know what you were thinking. Hit us up in the comments below. As always, we'd be so excited if you would like this video, subscribe to my channel, and stay tuned because we hit those double digits next week. I don't know why I did that. All right. Well, see you next time, you guys.